What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Web4 Roundtable. The moment of truth is upon us. You don't want to miss this episode. Shout out to everyone listening to the recording. Just getting my studio set up here. Give me about a minute or two. Just finalizing some stuff. I was cooking right before the show. If you guys haven't made yourself some pumpkin, man, we are entering the fall season. In about a week, fall officially starts. Have a family recipe, family tradition, boiling some pumpkin, some spices. It actually comes out really good. I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about it, but it's definitely the way to go for the upcoming holiday season. It's definitely something to make every single year when the pumpkins are in stock. So I had to grab one. I'll be eating it here live on the show. Hope you guys are doing well. Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. Getting the studio sorted here. I'm about to enter the studio on desktop. I'm on it live here on X. All right, you guys. New graphics are up, powered by Cosmonodes, News Hub, crypto interviews, technical analysis. You guys know how it goes. That'll be the main focus of our show moving forward as well. Of course, we do technical analysis most shows. Monday, we did an interview with Postmaster. And then News Hub as well will give you guys the latest news as often as possible as well. All right. I'm going to finalize some stuff here, and then we're going to get the show on the road. I'm about to share my screen as well. Give me a second to get that going. We're going to jump into, oh man, what do I want to do? Technical analysis first. Let you guys decide. If you're in the live stream here, especially support our show as well. I haven't even clicked on the way to support the show here. Yeah, before we do that, I'll let this stay up for a little bit here. You guys should be able to see my screen. Looks like browser's having a issue here sharing my screen. Let me try to share my screen one more time. Okay, looks like it's working. Just want to make sure I'm ironing out any bugs if there's any bugs. Official Hedera wallet ID 0.0. That's right. It is a five-digit ID 44264. Feel free to donate any H bars. I haven't actually checked, but feel free to donate the show if you'd like to support the show in any way. Like, retweet, drop H bar comment. Also, we are on YouTube as well. So if you guys want to jump up over there, make sure to subscribe as well if you have not subscribed to our show on YouTube as well. Just type in Web4 Roundtable on YouTube as well. Leave a like, subscribe over there as well. Or I'm going to keep eating this pumpkin. I actually just started trying it. It's my first year personally making it. I think it came out really well. Have to share the recipe with you guys at some point. All right. And then, of course, today's show is sponsored by Gilmore Estates. You can see the token ID on the left, tokenizing real estate on Hedera. And if you guys are ever interested in sponsoring the show, especially as things heat up here in the ecosystem, my DMs are open at IPEX Trades on X. And I'm going to update the banner here. Today's show is sponsored by at Gilmore_Estates and the GC token. You can see the token ID 0.03241481. Go show them some love and support. Go check out the token and see what they are doing here on Hedera as well. All right, you guys, I'll be right back. We're going to get the show on the road. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about as well. So if you guys are here in the live stream, if you guys are here on X as well, let me know. What should we do first? Do some news. We don't have an interview today or technical analysis. I'm dying to let you guys know what I think. So let me know. Let me know in the live stream. All right. Welcome to the show, y'all. Space is going as well. If you guys want to follow along with any of our technical analysis, any of our daily news as well, feel free to request to speak. Hit that button on the bottom left. And of course, if you want to come up and speak, I'm just seeing some pumpkin here. If you guys want to come up and speak on the live stream, maybe even share your screen, I'm about to share the link to join in our alpha chat. During the show, if you'd like to join, and I will shoot you a link to join. What's up, Postmaster, 2%, Safe Investor, Ciano, Rabbit? What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone in the live stream as well? See a bunch of you guys just joined. The show is about to start. Again, News Hub, Daily News Hub, crypto interviews, and technical analysis is what we'll be focusing on moving forward here on our show and for the upcoming bull run. All right, you guys, got a lot to discuss. I do want to get into TA first. I think that'll be the best thing. Of course, if you'd like to come up and speak, you want to jump up and let me know what you guys think, what's going on. You want to share some alpha again, feel free to hit that button on the bottom left or shoot me a DM if you want to come up for the live stream. All right, Postmaster, what's good, brother? How you doing?
Excellent. Doing excellent. Just started our mint today. And was this ever crazy karate combat that some guys came back from adversity. We had fighters come in with 4 hours notice and get knockout, highlight reel knockout. It was absolutely full of excitement. And then the IFC main event with the Braun Broker and Ashley Deacon did not disappoint. It looked like the Braun Broker had stolen Ashley Deacon's 7th grade boyfriend, and she came out and meant business. I thought that Braun Broker was going to knock her out first round, but no, she lasted. It was an absolute battle. Ipex, did you catch the whole fight?
No, so I thought the event, I don't know, maybe I just missed it or on YouTube. Maybe I'm not seeing the live. I usually set notifications. Maybe it needs to be put out earlier, but I thought the fight was going to be later in the day, so missed everything completely. So I'm literally going back before the show and watching it. I did see the new Hedera ad, which we are going to talk about. We're going to show it here. So if you guys missed it, I will be showing it on the live stream. So if you guys want to tap in on the live stream, hit the link up in the Jumbotron. It is the first post in the Jumbotron if you want to follow along on today's show. Again, don't forget to like and retweet the show. But Postmaster, I missed all of it. But of course, on X, I'm getting spoiled left and right on who won various fights. I saw your post, of course, Shazib won. So yeah, I got spoiled left and right. I haven't seen any of them yet, but I'm 100% going to go back and watch it because this is definitely one for the books. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, it was a great event for Singapore. I think that was a great way to end Token 2049. Everyone seems to be quite happy. We have a title lineup here for Dubai as well with Jazib Brand and Louis Rocha. The new Karate Combat titles look super cool. I think that a lot of fighters will look forward to trying to make their way to the top and earn one of those new titles. And I'm really looking forward to my fight now in October. Really fired up. I'm going to watch that one 4 or 5 times. There are some pretty notable performances I saw. And like Adam Noy and some others that were just incredible.
Yeah, brother. I caught a couple fights now. And yeah, I mean, it's electric. And every single event is getting better and better. I don't know if there's the official stats on how many participants have been out just yet, but absolutely insane. And I'm just so ecstatic that Karate Combat's actually here on Hedera. Hedera account is actually posting about it now. And they're on top of it, right? They're making multiple posts. And then, of course, the HBAR Foundation as well. And it's great to see more and more ecosystem community members rallying around the main accounts and so on. So, yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Obviously, we're not on the full-on bull run yet, but speaking of technical analysis later on in the show, we're going to talk about where I see this market's heading. So if you're just tuning in, stick around to the end of the show. You're going to want to hear the latest news on where I see the market heading next. But Postmaster, it's great to have you up here, brother. Feel free to share alpha up in the Jumbotron. I see you shared. If you want to touch on that post before I actually kick it to Safe Investor, you're welcome to, brother. I'm just seeing it now.
For say winning interim title. If you were the lucky guy that drew the Rind Rare, we're gonna give you 6 commons. So there's 3 of those. There's 3 of those out there. And if anybody draws that during the mint process, you're winning. You're winning 6.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I am jealous. Yeah.
It's just one of the first draws that we are doing. We're going to be doing lots of draws as we lead up to the other fighters' fights, and we have sponsors that are actually going to be coming on doing some airdrops for those holders as well, and collection holders. So yeah, this is one of the first things of many you can look forward to.
That's absolutely incredible. And yeah, again, super jealous. If any of you minted Shazib's cards, get in my DMs. I'm happy to trade with you. I got one of Loudmouth's I minted yesterday. Let us know also down in the comments section, since we did do the interview on Monday, particularly on Monday, since it was super recent as well. And of course, you want to show some love and support to Postmaster and their team. If you minted any of the Flawless Fighter Bug NFTs, make sure to share them down in the comments as well. Maybe we'll do some trades here as well. But Postmaster, appreciate you and all that you're doing here in the ecosystem, and I can't wait to see your fight. Safe Investor.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother, for sure. Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to trade off your cards, we do have the trading room open in our Discord.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm up in there as well. So if you guys ever want to trade, that is my account. It's not some scammer or something weird. So feel free to get in my DMs. Happy to trade NFTs. This brings me back, honestly, to like the early days of NFTs on Hedera, like late 2021, about 3 years ago. So yeah, I do miss those days particularly, and yeah, I can't wait to see who trades for what. So shout out to the people that have minted some rares so far for sure. Safe Investor, what's good, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Ipex? What's up, Postmaster? You guys must be super busy, Postmaster and Stickbook, lately with the minting and all. Yeah, just shout out to everyone. I'm coming back pretty strong in crypto, and then I'm looking at projects right now. I'm kind of scanning and asking around. So if you get a DM from me, it's because I'm trying to find out a lot more info and in-depth info about certain projects I'm eyeballing. But yeah, no, I'm doing great. Working on building my brand. I managed to hit a jackpot. I don't know how in the world I managed to get an interview with Jason Mayhem. Not sure. I'm sure Postmaster knows who that is. I'm not sure if you know who that is on my picks, but he was an OG from UFC and also Fight Fours and just a whole jazz. And so he gave me his number. I'm looking to we're in touch. He's gonna start Bully Beatdown again. I'm gonna ask him if I could be one of co-hosts with them in one of his episodes. But yeah, I'm trying to introduce more of crypto to him. I did not expect him to ask me for crypto advice. And he was being honest about it. But yeah, I'm back, and I'm looking. If you have any suggestions, IPEX projects I should take a look at. I'm looking at Pixfy because of their tech. And so, if you have any tips, I'm all ears. IPEX or Postmaster, any of you guys. That's it.
Brother, congrats on the interview. I saw you posted in the alpha chat. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure to go check out his account as well. And you can see it, of course, if you're in the alpha chat, just scroll back up if you missed it as well. But shout out to you, brother. I mean, you've been putting in the work. You've been continuing to grind behind the scenes, of course, and in public in various ways. So shout out to you. And yeah, I mean, we want to see here, especially here on our show, we want to see as many people winning and absolutely just killing it, especially during this bull run, because there's very few windows of opportunity to absolutely kill it, and a lot of people are gonna look back on this bull run and be like, "What was I doing? What was I thinking? Like, I thought the bottom was in, I thought the top was in. I don't know what's going on, and the bull run's done, and we're back in the bear market, and things are gonna look bleak again, and then people are gonna be all upset and stuff." And they're gonna just miss their shot completely. And if you're not building the foundations right now, and clearly, Postmaster, Safe Investor, I'm doing my best to do that. And many of you guys here, I see a bunch of you guys here in the show, on the live stream, and on the spaces, showing up pretty much every day, continuing to support, continuing to build your foundations, your platforms. I think you guys are going to absolutely kill it. I know you're going to kill it. I don't even think that. I know you guys are going to kill it during this bull run, and I'm super bullish on you guys. So shout out to you guys. Feel free to share. Safe, if you have a post you want to share up in the Jumbotron, feel free to do so. Friendly reminder, everyone, this show is recorded, so if you miss any of the alpha up in the Jumbotron, up in the live stream, you can just go back and listen to the show. We're going to keep these shows for now to about an hour or so. We used to do them for 2 hours, but until I see the shift in the market, which we are going to talk about on the technical analysis side of our show very, very soon. Postmaster Safe, you're welcome to stay on. You're welcome to drop off if you want to just listen to the show. And again, anyone else, if you want to jump up, feel free to shoot me a DM if you want to jump up on the live stream. And then, of course, hit that button on the bottom left if you want the space, if you want to come up and speak here today. It's been an absolutely crazy day, absolutely crazy week, to be honest, here in Hedera. So much. I mean, we had the interview on Monday. We didn't have a show yesterday, but man, I mean, Monday had absolutely crazy announcements. We didn't cover them on the show, by the way, so we are going to touch on quite a few of them. We're not going to be crazy exhaustive. It's going to be more of a brief overview. I'd prefer it if you guys went and kind of did more research, unless you guys would rather me focus the show more on exhaustive overviews on certain things. That's cool too. Just let me know. But again, hit that button on the bottom left if you want to come up and speak. Then, of course, best way to support the show, like, comment, retweet. Yeah, I mean, that is what we're going to be doing here. And of course, if you ever want to donate, feel free to let me know as well. We do take donations here on the show. Apart from our sponsorship, of course, we do the shows for free here in the ecosystem. So shout out to everyone that tunes in every single day. Much love to you guys. All right, Safe, Postmaster, is there anything else you would like to share before we get into some? I'm dying to share my thoughts on technical analysis here.
So guys, please give this a like, a share, a bookmark, comment below. Show I got some love. This guy's about to give you some hours worth of work and technical analysis, so please give him some love. Least you guys can do for this guy. Here day in, day out, showcasing all of our projects and helping us make valuable decisions. So
let's go, brother. Appreciate you. Safe, if you want to say anything else before we jump into some TA. And of course, if you guys want to jump in on your thoughts, or anyone else here on the show, we do this show for the community, with the community, and of course by the community as well. So you guys have a voice just as much as I do. That's the goal. I know once things really start picking up, a lot more people are going to come back, start speaking again. So I'm looking forward to that. I always enjoy our conversations. I'm just highlighting Saucer Swap and H Suite as well. I'm going to do both of them pretty much on every show moving forward, so people are familiar with our main dexes as well. I think that's really important to know. And of course, our TVL as well. So Safe, if you have any other words you want to share before we get into some technical analysis, you're welcome to, brother.
I'm dying to hear your technical analysis. I mean, I have my thesis and I have my own market analysis, but I really want to know, and I really appreciate you, IPEX, for showing up every day. And you need to take a break, bro. You need to take a vacation. I don't know, go to Hawaii.
Oh, for sure.
And
yeah. So
you remind me of what's his face? Those influencers. They're on spaces all the time, and you show up every day, bro. So I just want to give you credit. And, you deserve it. You deserve all the credit. And whatever thought anyone says about you, just so you know, I don't listen to it, and I tell them you're a great guy.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I am definitely going to take some time, maybe like a week off at the end of the year. I think October, November. So coming up, I'll let you guys know in the alpha chat. And I'll just kind of make a post about it as well. But definitely going to take some time off. And that's also my way of taking some time off as well, more or less. We were doing shows 5 days a week. Right now, we're doing them at 2 days a week, just to sponsor shows for now. Yeah, I mean, that's what I just kind of saw. But at the end of the technical analysis, I'll let you guys know where my head is at very, very soon. As I've been saying, September going into October is going to be a massive shift for this space. I've been saying that since about February, March range when we had the last top. So if you're in the space right now and you do want to follow along live with our technical analysis, I highly, highly advise leaving the space right now, clicking the first button on the Jumbotron, and jumping on the live stream right now. I am going to throw some charts up. We're going to cover the fear and greed index. And then, of course, anyone else, if you want to come up, share your thoughts on where the market's heading, what you guys think of what I'm going to share, feel free to do so. Hit that button on the bottom left. Postmaster safe. Again, appreciate you guys coming up, sharing alpha, sharing what's going on with you guys. You're more than welcome to stay. You're more than welcome to drop off. Again, appreciate both of you guys. All right. Here on the live stream, we have the fear and greed index. Absolutely insane. Let me pull up the full fear and greed index. You guys can actually see what's going on. It's been almost a week since we've actually covered technical analysis on the channel. So let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. I look at it usually a little bit before the show, but sometimes I just cover it live with you guys. So let's see what's going on here. Let me update the brand banner here to technical analysis since we're jumping into technical analysis over news. All right, look at this chart. Absolutely insane. Lower lows out the door, higher low or and lower highs. Clear downtrend on sentiment. And I mean, I haven't even during the worst, the end of the bear market, we didn't even see that. It was just consolidatory, if that's even a word. Just consolidation of sentiment. Unfortunately, this doesn't go back further. I'd love to show you guys more on sentiment. But man, this is lower to lower to lower, and we're talking from July. So sentiment does not mean that price is going to follow. This doesn't mean that price is indicative of this only, but it does show just kind of how many people are sticking around, where people's heads are at as well, and pretty much. I don't know how much worse we saw about 2 weeks ago on September 6th. We saw pretty much the absolute bottom. Like I said, if there's going to be a bottom, this is probably going to be the absolute bottom of whatever we're going to see in the bull run, and it's pretty close to what the prior bottom was as well. Literally a year to date, essentially September of 2023. So sentiment essentially can't really get worse. Now here's two scenarios where either everyone's going to become literally within a couple weeks from now, everyone's going to be like absolutely insanely bullish, and you're going to see everyone coming back. Everyone's going to be doing their thing, launching, whatever it is, right? Excitement's going to come back into the market literally within a few weeks from now. Or the worst case scenario of scenario 2 that I've been talking about going into next summer is about to happen. And this downtrend of sentiment is only going to get worse somehow, which I've never seen. I've never seen in a bull run ever. And so this could be the first bull run where something completely different happens. And I don't think anyone will be prepared for it. So let's go into some of the charts. Again, this show is recorded. So if you miss any of the alpha, make sure to go back. There's always a lot of alpha, a lot of high quality speakers. Yeah, I mean, people that are really, really doing their thing here in the space. So also Bitcoin dominance. As I said before, we're nowhere near an all season just yet. And all season happens so fast. So again, I'm going to share with you guys where I think all season is leading to. But look at this massive blue on top. It's all Bitcoin in relation to the entire crypto market. And so we see it continuing basically to see how it's trending down like this. That means Bitcoin's only increasing. The bigger this blue is, that means Bitcoin's only increasing in dominance. Look at that. It's almost at 56.52. It's near 60%. That's absolutely insane in relation to the altcoins. Where is altcoins dominance? Altcoins is at 17%. As I said before, you want to see this gray down here as big as possible. Look, you can see up here. You can see up here as well. Like the bigger the gray is and the smaller the blue is, that if you're in altcoins specifically, I'm only talking about altcoins here. If you are bullish on altcoins and alt season in particular, this is one of the biggest indicators you want to look at. And right now we're basically at the most inverse of what alt season is, which means, again, not financial advice. This essentially means that if you're going to make your play in altcoins, you basically need to do it right now before we get the next rally, the next pump for alt in particular. And so again, we're going to cover our RSI, stochastic RSI. There's a couple more charts I'd like to cover in this little section on CoinMarketCap. But you guys can basically see this entire crypto market cap right here looks very similar, reminiscent to Bitcoin. And this is a bull flag as well. So many bullish indicators, bullish sentiment, but sentiment is clearly fearful. Sentiment's the worst basically it's been since the bear market. We're basically in a bear market in terms of sentiment. So it's like I call it a pressure cooker. How much longer can this pressure cooker just absolutely keep cooking essentially? And I keep telling you guys, until Bitcoin breaks 53K, which look at that, we're at 60,000. Like, and people are still fearful. Like, it's the craziest thing, right? So let's talk about market structure. Let's see why people are fearful. What's going on here with the market? So let's let the chart load here for a little bit, and we're gonna cover where I see the market heading. Also, friendly reminder: if you guys are just tuning in, this is the Web4 Roundtable, episode 253. If this is your first time here, pull up a seat here. There's plenty of room here at the Web4 Roundtable. All right, let's pull up TradingView and see what's going on in the market. Let's throw some indicators. So friendly reminder as well, we don't really look at the weekly. We do not look at the daily chart almost at all, because I do want to fixate on the higher time frames, because those are stronger impulsive movements to the upside and or to the downside. So let's see what's cooking here. All right. Same thing. If you guys have been following along for months at this point, since about April, May is when, no, it's been a little bit later than that. I think June or July is when we started the live stream. So live stream wise, we've been covering it about here, but on Spaces, we've been covering it for a long time. So look at where we are. Look how close. Maybe I'll zoom out of the RSI really quick, so you guys can actually see how close we are. We're incredibly. I can't even. Let me make it a little bit wider. Yeah, we're so incredibly close on the stochastic RSI. Any major price movement would cause us to flip bullish, the blue above the orange, as I've been saying. Any major price movement. So basically, this Sunday, 12 p.m. UST. Oh my gosh, what is the UTC? Basically 11:59 UTC. We're gonna have a candle close here on the weekly in particular for some of this momentum here. So back the last time we saw anything like this on the Gaussian channel, which I won't show the Gaussian because they don't have it here on TradingView, but basically the last time we saw it was from the 2020 bull run, where we actually saw this chop over here, and we saw the bull run commence after the COVID crash, and we saw the blue go up. So we actually saw this from the 2019. So if you're looking at the current chart right now, we had all this happen. We're currently over here, right? September, October. No, the months don't line up 100%, but you can see where we currently are, and we did cross down. So the blue would be down. We could have an event. So there's going to be two scenarios we talk about here. We could have an event where we do touch the orange and then we drop down, which will cause a further crash. And then we rally up basically next summer, which is this what it could look like going to the second top, whatever that would look like. But it's going to happen really fast. I think a lot of people underestimate how fast the market moves and how long the bull run actually lasts. The bull run has had a good chunk of its duration already, I do believe. Now, here's the two scenarios. If we do cross up on the blue very soon and confirm, let me make the RSI a bit bigger as well. We did have a pivot down here in August. We're currently back on a slight uptrend. We're back up to 62.32 per the last time we talked about the RSI. As long as we're above 50, we're considered in a bull run for Bitcoin. If you guys are wondering why I'm only covering Bitcoin now, it's because Bitcoin will ultimately influence every other token in the market. So if you're not familiar with that, that is the truth. That is what's happening in the markets as well. All right. So again, here's the two scenarios. I'm still watching them. Nothing's really changed, but in terms of timeline, I am expecting it to happen sooner than later. So as I said, most likely there will be a cross in September. The latest I can't really imagine it happening in October, but if it does, then it does. So September, if we do have the cross very soon, everything is pointing, all the technicals I'm looking at is pointing to, now here's the big alpha that everyone's kind of waiting for. And I've been saying since the beginning of the year, most likely the top for Bitcoin will be in by the Q4 of this year is scenario 1. So within about the next 100 days or so, Bitcoin most likely in scenario 1 will have its all-time high, whatever it's going to be, 100K, 140,000, 78,000, whatever it is. There's so many of them that it could be. Whatever momentum that Bitcoin has left in the tank, if we do cross up here, the all-time high will be, if I had to bet, November, December, and then basically your alt season would be January, February, March, and you basically better take profits during that time, or you're going to round trip everything and the bull run's done. That's scenario 1. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, give me that. I want it to happen now, whatever. Right? I'm tired of waiting. I want to make my profits. Like, that's great. Like, that very much could happen very, very soon. And people are going to be incredibly shocked by how fast the market will move if this happens. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is Bitcoin, as I said before, if we break down below 53K, which we have not yet. We have not closed any candles just yet below 53K. We've touched it. We've gone below it on a wick. We have not closed any monthly candles. Same thing with 73K. We haven't broken above it yet through this consolidation period. And also there's 2 different types of markets. There's consolidating markets and there's trending markets. Right now, all we're doing is consolidating. We're not trending right now. Back at the beginning of this last year, we were trending. You can see the uptrend. You can see what's going on. We're pumping or we're dumping. And so right now, this is consolidation because we're trading in a range. But if we do break 53K, so here's the inverse of what I just told you, scenario 1. Here's scenario 2. Scenario 2 is within the next couple of weeks, if we continue to lose more market structure, more momentum, we will be breaking through 53K sooner than later. And if we lose that, we're going to lose a ton of momentum and we'll most likely drop to the low 40s and who knows from then on. But in terms of momentum, we will continue to trend lower on the stochastic RSI. And it does take about 6 to 9 months for the stochastic to actually reverse trends in any capacity. That would be till like June, maybe June, the earliest or the latest. And then maybe March, the earliest, if we do have a cross down like within the next couple of weeks going into October. If we do have that cross, scenario 2 would basically be we continue to lose momentum going into 2025, and then basically going into March to June in that range. We would basically have to wait till then at the earliest just to even have a cross up, and we would have to kind of wait and see what the bull run has in store for us at that point, which would basically be the next blow off top going into the summer, and so on. So those are the 2 scenarios I'm still looking at here. Nothing's really changed aside from how soon a lot of this market structure is holding up, and is it going to get broken? And if the market structure is broken, again, I think a lot of people are not prepared for how violent the market's going to become to the downside or to the upside if things look really good. So here's the other thing. If Bitcoin comes up to the 73K, so here's the other scenario, right? If scenario 1 does happen, it happens at the end of this year, right? Here's the crazy thing. Bitcoin, if it shoots to like 64, 65K very, very soon, which it could happen by the end of the week or next week, if it does that really soon, that does not mean that we've broken through, market structure saved, everything's good. We actually have to confirm a close above 73K and hold it as support. If we don't do that, it's very possible we'll actually break down below 53K sooner than later. So we need to break above 73K, which is the top here. And we need to hold it as support. If we come back down, that's fine, but we have to be able to hold it and bounce off of it and go to new all-time highs. If we do not do that, we are going to lose so much momentum, and we are just going to break through 53K very, very soon. So I don't want to be too negative or what have you, but I'm giving you guys my honest take of everything I'm studying in the charts until we actually have a cross up, which basically we would have a cross up in scenario 1 very soon. It's going to happen so soon. I can't stress that enough. And again, you're going to see all the people start coming back. But then the inverse is true. You're going to see so many people leave the market very soon if we have to wait another, 9 months, 6 to 9 months or longer, right? So there's my technical analysis in a nutshell with Bitcoin scenario 1, scenario 2. But I do believe we're reaching a breaking point here where we're going to see a shift in this bull flag, and it's either going to be very, very ugly, and people are going to get shaken out, get super scared because, as we all know, your tokens, your NFTs, whatever else that you're investing in, altcoins, that's not Bitcoin. Usually they get really wrecked when Bitcoin has a drop, and we're going to see a crazy drop in Bitcoin, maybe 10, 20, 30%, even further if Bitcoin does break soon. If it pumps, we do have to still close above 73K as support sooner than later going into October, November, which basically we're going to see it happen. And we called it correctly here. If it does break down, that's okay. It's still healthy. 43K will be still fine. It's still holding support here, but it's going to take some time. And a lot of people are not prepared for that or expecting that. Yeah, I mean that's more or less what it is, and alt season would basically happen towards the end of next year, if scenario 2 plays out, and then alt season would occur in the beginning of this year. And then a lot of people also don't understand, like, if alt season is in play, which I'll let you guys know when I honestly think it's in play. Let me go back to the Bitcoin dominance chart before I go into the H bar chart in particular. The Bitcoin dominance would be basically at the latest all-time low before we see altcoins, or during the time that we see altcoins absolutely pumping. And obviously you guys, those of you guys here in altcoins mainly, you would more or less know, of course. When your altcoins are pumping, I won't have to tell you that. You're just going to know, but you're going to be able to see it live here in the chart. This gray is going to take up a good chunk of the chart, which is what you want to see. But that's also when, going back up here to the fear and greed index, wherever it is, it's at the bottom. These are the levels, of course, just regardless of price action. These are the levels you basically have to, not financial advice, you have to take profits up here. Like I cannot stress that enough. And if it happens very soon, I do believe that is the top of the cycle. If this Bitcoin cycle has like a completely different way, obviously we had a all-time high, a slight all-time high before the halvening, right? We had that as well. And we had some different things happen this cycle that have really never happened. So it's very possible that this cycle plays out differently. But everything I'm still watching, it's lining up pretty much to a T. I'm still watching it. So again, if you guys don't understand the fear and greed index, you have to be taking profits in these green levels. If you need to buy back down here, that's totally fine. But understand that most people are going to be max bidding and aping every single thing up here, and they're basically going to lose their ass when the market goes back down, unfortunately, because you have to keep your emotions in check. That's why I say every single show, you got to be abundantly, extremely, ridiculously patient to the point where people are going to be like, you're insane to even not be buying every single thing in the market right now. Like, no, like, and the opposite is true here. People would call you insane to be buying at 16,000 Bitcoin, or 4 cent H bar, 3 cent H bar, whatever it is, right? Like, and then of course when H bar is at 20 cents, people are like, oh, well, I gotta max bid and buy at 20 cents, right? Like, no, that's not the case. So be aware, try to keep your emotions as much in check. I don't care what chart you're looking at. I don't care the fundamentals, tokenomics, none of that stuff really matters in relation to, can you keep your emotions in check, and then start really analyzing what is going on in this market, and then you're going to really take some massive wins. Have I made a ton of money in this market? Not necessarily, because I didn't really put that much in to begin with. But man, as this cycle continues to heat up, I'll make a decent bag for sure. I'm not going to lie, but it's also because I've studied and it just held. I hold through the bottoms. I try to take some profit at the top, but you got to keep your emotions and in check. And the times that I've taken the biggest losses is when I max bid up here and I'm buying everything, and then I just round trip it down. And this market, unfortunately, is engineered to mess with your emotions, to outtrade you, of course, and take all your money. Like, that's the unfortunate reality of this market. And unless you're doing the opposite of what people do down here, which most people are selling, capitulating, consolidating, being fearful, if you're not being greedy down here, you're not going to make as big of profits, not financial advice, as if you're not selling up here, essentially. So obviously it's common sense in retrospect when we're looking back, but it's going to be incredibly hard when we're back up here again very, very soon, whether it's a couple months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. And I'm telling you guys, hey, back in March, February of this year, most of the people here, as a speaker or listener, you guys remember I said, look, the market feels really topish. I'm gonna probably take some profits. I did. I actually sold every single HTS token that I had at that time. A lot of people didn't agree or said like that's kind of crazy. I could never not hold my tokens, right? That kind of stuff. And I waited. I'm still waiting. I haven't seen a reversal yet. I've been talking about the reversal nonstop for like 6 months now, and I think it's here. I think if I had to bet, I think scenario one is going to play out. I want it to play out. It makes sense for the bull run. Obviously, I think the bull run, people are going to be like, well, that was a super short bull run, and I want to make more money, whatever. But that's just kind of how the bull runs happen. They only last for a very specific period of the cycle, and yeah, I mean the amount of the biggest wins, the biggest gains in the market happen within like a I don't know, like a 60 to 120-day window. Like it's like a few months where it's pretty much up only, and you have to make the most of your time there. And the rest of the time, it's just consolidation, a downtrend, and then you have that uptrend, and it's very explosive, and then it's unsustainable too. And you retrace bear market and then bull run again. So let's go into the Hedera chart as well. Hedera sitting at 44. Looks like it's losing some spots there. I think last time we checked, it was at 41 or 42. Not sure why it's not in the top 30s. Not sure what's going on there aside from, of course, tokens being released as well. Perhaps maybe that's a big part of it. But yeah, so let's see where H bars cook in here. Let's pull up some trading view. I'll be brief on this one because again, I do believe one, we're not in the alt season yet. Alt season hasn't happened, and Bitcoin at the end of the day is going to ultimately influence the way this chart is looking. So let's throw some indicators and see what is going on with Hedera. There we go, the stochastic RSI and the RFI up. So on the monthly, again, I don't really look at the weekly or the daily too much. They're not as strong. All right, so Hedera, it actually has breached for the first time since February of 2023, and then for the first time in terms of momentum, February of 2022. So it's been about 2-ish years since we've actually had this momentum on the stochastic breach this 20 level, which is fine. We want to see, basically at this point for Hedera, you want to see the lowest amount of momentum possible, which basically allows for the greatest upside. And most of your altcoins, this isn't unique to Hedera in any capacity. This is what most of your altcoins are going to look like in terms of momentum. And then, of course, Hedera is sitting around that 42, 43 range on the RSI. We got to be above the 50 to be super bullish, which we did get above there. So that basically means we've only reached, even at the peak of Hedera, we only reached, what was that, 14 cents? So 14 cents, and we reached about 60. So that's about 40% more of a move on the momentum side of things, which means it could move up almost double. So just off momentum alone, H bar could reach like, I don't know, 30, 40 cents, just momentum, pure momentum. But if we lose that much more momentum over here, because we're almost at the point where we're at the bottom of the bear market, we could actually go much higher than what I just said. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, what about dollars or whatever? There's a lot of other fundamental things that need to change and need to still happen with Hedera. And a lot of it's marketing, exposure, USDC, stable coins, liquidity pairs, like the list goes on. And we're going to have more conversations about that. I want to start adjusting the show for some of that as well, especially if we are going to enter into the full bull run, like in a couple weeks, essentially. That could happen. We are going to start again, obviously five shows a week. I'll just kind of share some of my personal roadmap. I mean, we are going to go full throttle, like everything. Maybe we'll even do 2 shows a day. I don't know, but I want to make sure that as many people as possible can absolutely win this cycle. That's why we have our alpha chat. We have our shows pretty almost every day, at least when we're doing them, of course. Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. EST. Place to be in Web3. But man, and until we see that shift, I mean, I'll be calling it from the rooftops. Everyone at Hedera will know once the bottom is officially in, which I think we're there. But if of course Bitcoin is breached, then everything's just going to go lower. So yeah, I mean, in terms of momentum, Hedera's in a good spot. I personally want to see it get to zero. I think we'll probably see it over October or so. And then basically from there, it's only able to go up higher when the time is right. It's very possible that Hedera chop. I mean, you could see from April to December of 2022. I mean, it was down here at no momentum, and this was the absolute best time. Not financial advice, to buy Hedera essentially, and you could buy it up here as well. But that was when we were already gaining momentum, and it's a clear sign that better things were to come. And 14 cents was the top, aside from the RCAX BlackRock news, of course. That was 20 cents. And that was the absolute top when we crossed down. So 20 cents, and we had 40 plus easy 35 to 40 cents just off momentum alone as the minimum, which right now, current price of H bar is what, 5 cents? That's a 7 to 8x just if you buy right now. Like, that's not financial advice. It's just what I'm seeing in the charts. Obviously, some people have been here, and they're, even if you reach those prices, they're not going to be up. But you got to DCA, and you got to average in, and you got to make plays in this time. If you don't, then tokenomics wise, we don't know where Hedera is going. We don't know where any tokens are going. Right? If you bought at the last bull run, you are not up right now on almost any token. If you bought, again, I'll say it again, you bought pretty much anything during the last bull run, you're not going to be up. You have to buy during the bear market, essentially. And I hate to like be the common sense person, but almost nothing, even Bitcoin, you bought the last bull run, you're still not up depending on when you bought it. Same thing with Hedera and pretty much any token. Now, a few tokens might be an outlier, but most tokens have not breached their new all-time high, because guess what? Bitcoin hasn't done that. That means we haven't had an alt season. We haven't had a new all-time high for Bitcoin yet, which in a bull run, it does happen. So until we put in the new till we put in the new all-time high for Bitcoin, and I see the trend reverse on Bitcoin, until we see the trend reversal on H bar officially, I mean, I'm just going to be incredibly bullish and continue to say, hey, you know what? These are the best buying opportunities you can find in the bull run. And until I see something different, my stance does not change. And of course, it would suck for everyone, anyone in crypto, anyone investing anything, if Bitcoin does break down below 53K, and everything's just going to go back down. But I haven't seen anything like that in a bull run before this. And if it happens, then it happens. And everyone's just gonna have to wait and be patient, and we're gonna see a bunch of chop just like this. But to me, that would be equivalent to the bottom of the bottom of a bear market. And basically, the longer that the market takes, whatever that looks like, unless a lot of these tokens are just going to zero and never recovering, those are going to be the absolutely insanest, most incredible times to buy in the entire market, in the entire bull run, entire bear market, whatever. So basically, looking at the charts, and if you're just tuning in, the lower that this is on the momentum, that's the best time to buy. Not financial advice. The higher it is up here, that is the best time to sell. And it's just super simple like that. And of course, in retrospect, it's super easy to talk about this kind of stuff when it's not actually at all-time highs, and I'm not like considering selling right now. Obviously, I wouldn't sell anything right now personally, but the moment that we are up there and things are just going crazy, it is going to be the hardest thing. And it was extremely hard for me to take any profits, for that matter, back in March and February. But I knew it was the right thing, because almost everyone around me was saying, hey, we're going higher. Few of you guys were super smart, and I'm very bullish on you guys. Few of you guys are saying, hey, we're going to go lower. Things are changing, the market's shifting, whatever. But yeah, a lot of you guys are just max bidding random stuff, meme coins, whatever. And now maybe on Solana, maybe you did well or whatever, but on Hedera, most stuff did come back down, which it's just the name of the game. It's just what's happening. It's normal for the cycle. When Bitcoin goes down before it has its peak or top, before alt season, we haven't had that yet. So again, in closing, I should say, until we have a full alt season, most of that up only, easy money, buying anything and it pumps, that kind of stuff, until that actually happens, I will let you guys know when I think it's happening. Obviously, it hasn't happened yet here in Hedera. And then, of course, we had a little taste. We had a little taste of that back in the beginning. Taste of that, and you're bullish on that. Give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna exit out of my studio. Looks like my PFP was lost. I'll be right back. Looks like it's good. Looks like we are good. All right. Postmaster, I'll kick it back to you, brother. If you want to jump in, maybe share your thoughts as well. I don't know what you think on all this, but
Some great technical analysis today. I thought that you nailed those support lines perfectly. I do. I I should say, dude. I did call that 55K move down for a bunch of people not too long ago, and I said that would be the support. If we got back up to 60K, that would show relative strength. That we made it through a Elliott wave move form 5. And then we should have the euphoric blast off that we typically see on the Bitcoin halvening. I know me and you have been calling out an October celebratory euphoric season for probably about a year now, since last October. And I'm sticking to that story. I'm sticking to those guns, brother. So if we do drop back down to 55K again, it'll be a short-lived 53 and then bounce back up to 60 and off to the races we go. I don't think this is the end of Bitcoin. There's nothing else quite doing what Bitcoin's doing with financials. And I hear the ETFs, all the institutions are now cold calling investors. So it should be a matter of time before the Bitcoin miners deplete their resources, their storage. They usually store up a bunch, like 9 or 10 months of a cache of Bitcoin before they run out, and then the mining reward catches up with the price. And that's probably what we're going to see here in October, November. So if the postman doesn't get with his pants caught too far down with a little crypto in his pocket. So I'm trying to accumulate as much as I can right now. And yeah, that's the plan, man.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, I think you've been pretty spot on a lot of your calls as well. You're one of the few that I listen to and excited for in terms of calls as well. So I think we built a strong community as well in terms of our alpha chat, and a lot of community members still continuing to come together and call alpha. Like, I cannot imagine how profitable a ton of us, a ton of you guys really are going to be working together, calling out the latest tokens. Yeah, I mean, I think the alpha chat's going to be absolutely insane. And yeah, it doesn't pop off too much in terms of when things are slow, but man, once things are really busy, I know it's just going to be nonstop, and I have to kind of make peace that I'm going to miss a ton of plays and opportunities. But the ones that I do catch, I have to make the most of them, of course. But honestly, my thing is also something I learned back in February, March, that I told myself I would never do. And I keep telling you guys, right? I'm telling myself this really in terms of keeping my emotions in check. I can't stress that enough. Like, some of the biggest absolute criminal losses, like the worst loss, like, is like criminal to like see how bad, even if I tell myself this stuff, right? Like, I've taken the biggest losses personally when I'm just super emotional. I'm FOMOing into every little thing. Like, if I'm going in with size in particular, if I'm only going in with like 10, 50, 100 bucks, whatever, and like, I don't really care if it goes to zero. Obviously, that's still a good amount of money for a lot of people, myself included. Still, man, I mean, I don't want to see it go to zero. So I'm still kind of picky, but sometimes the intellectual side of this space is what'll get you as well. Where you're like, hey, like, there's no reason this thing should go up to 10 million market cap, whatever. We only saw some of the top memes on Hedera go to a couple million. I think Groff maybe went to like 10 million or something. Like, that's like nothing in relation to that. One, that's nothing in relation to the entire crypto space on other memes. Some of the memes are over a billion. That's one fact that's just incredibly important. Some of the memes are as big as some of the chains, or they're like really, really high, or good percentage of how much the chain is worth as well in terms of market cap. So, I mean, we're like in the absolute infancy of what these tokens are going to become. I'm not even calling out civic tokens, and I'd bet heavy that a lot of the top memes on Hedera, or the top main tokens, whatever they're going to be traded, they're not even out yet. They don't even exist yet, or maybe they're just waiting for the bull run, right? Maybe not waiting to hear what I think, but just waiting for that bull run, waiting. And we saw dozens of tokens launching on Hedera every single day back in January, February, and March in particular. We have a bot in our Discord. If you're interested in it, just shoot me a DM. We have a bot every single time there's a liquidity pool, new tokens, you name it, new pairs, that kind of stuff, token locks. Yeah, I saw so many tokens. Most of them obviously are just rug pulls. They go to zero, scams, whatever. But that kind of excitement and hype, and unfortunately scammer behavior, when it comes back, it's going to come back even stronger. I do believe that, because we didn't have an all season and we still saw that. I would not be surprised if we had upwards of 50 tokens a day, if not 100 tokens a day. And you guys all probably know on Solana, there's like tens of thousands of tokens a day. Like even Hedera at its peak is probably not going to be near it, just for various reasons, unfortunately. But and fortunately for various reasons too. But I think maybe 50 to 100 at the peak, maybe hundreds of tokens a day. It'll just be absolute mania. Like there's no way you can catch all the tokens, and even if you try to, most of them are just going to go to zero. So really trying to identify and find like, hey, like some of these tokens have legs. Find the ones that have a community, ones that people really want to be a part of as well. Do they have utility, whatever that looks like? Again, it's just that enough, and we're going to continue to talk about it here on the show, and I'll give you guys my honest take on a lot of them. I'll talk about them on the shows. I'll put them up on the banners, that kind of stuff as well. We'll talk more, but until the market actually heats up, and it could be many months from now, right? It could be quite some time if Bitcoin breaks down, but I have a feeling it'll be within the next few weeks, and people are going to start going crazy, and it'll be everything that we talked about on the show for the last year. So, also, funny enough, today is our 1 year anniversary of officially episode 1. We did an episode on September 14th a year ago. Funny enough, the Hangry Barboons announcement, that big announcement that a lot of people talked about. If you guys, I'm not going to cover it here, but you know what I'm talking about. That was actually the first episode, but the official first episode was the next Monday after that. So that was September 18th. So a year ago today is actually our 1 year anniversary. So shout out to everyone that stuck around. I know a bunch of you guys left the market, absolutely just left the ecosystem completely. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are just going to come back and try to reap the rewards, reap the benefits of the bull run. That's fine too. I mean, I'm not really here to judge. Don't really care that much. I just care about who's trying to make the network better, who's trying to, yeah, I get it. A lot of you guys are here to profit, whatever, do your thing. Like that's fine. But I think for me personally, I want to make profits while bettering the network, bettering other people's lives, bettering the other people around me as well. I could easily never do a show again. I don't have to have an alpha chat. I could cover my technical analysis myself. I could look at all the opportunities and plays myself. Like I don't have to work with anyone, but I want to, because I want to see other people absolutely kill it this cycle. And I know we're going to. Like I have no doubt in my mind. And a bunch of you guys made some really good plays in February and March, just when things were at its peak. So I'm looking forward to making plays with you guys again. And of course, when things are at its peak, I want to make sure I'm public about, hey, I think it's time to take some profits off the table, because you do not, I know I don't want to round trip anything this cycle again, because I definitely round tripped a lot of my profits from the last cycle, because it was my first cycle last cycle. So going into this next one, you definitely don't want to be in that position, because you're just going to be waiting for all-time highs again, or a next level when you enter. You don't want to be like that, because you're going to get bitter and you're going to hate the market. We don't want that. There's a lot of amazing technology here that I do believe is going to change people's lives. And I think Karate Combat is a perfect example of that. I think we're going to be able to see more and more absolutely amazing people coming together, supporting one another, and be able to have amazing experiences. And that's what makes me super bullish on Karate Combat. Yeah, Postmaster, I'm going to actually transition from technical analysis now to the news hub side of things. If you want to give a take, or if you want to jump back in, I'll kick it to you, brother.
Not much news on my end other than our mint and the Karate Combat event. Yeah, that's about it, man. Really what I've been focused on for the last couple of days. So you know, but yeah, I'll take it back to you, brother.
Awesome, brother. Well, I'm gonna throw up some karate combat news as well. So let me actually refresh my screen. We're gonna talk about karate combat for a bit here. I'm gonna show you guys the ad. So if you missed any of it, well, you guys are gonna be able to hear it and watch it here live. And then, of course, if you guys if you guys are here on the show, again, best way to support our show, leave a like, retweet, comment. If you guys are into the H-Bark, feel free to drop an H-Bark comment if you found any value out of our technical analysis, any of the latest news as well. I do consider my audience H-Barbarians mostly. So, and I think you guys are smarter, more in the know than the average DGen here in Web3. So I made a post earlier. I could be wrong about that, though. It's not necessarily proven through and through, but I believe that to be true. So don't forget to like and retweet the show. It is the best way to support us. If you're on YouTube, again, feel free to subscribe, leave a like. That is an incredible way to support us on YouTube as well. We are live streaming on YouTube, 5 p.m. EST, the place to be in Web3. I made a post earlier. Bitcoin is about to have an explosive move. Where are we headed next? 73K plus, as I said in the show, or below, or down to 43K or lower. About 2/3 of you guys said we're about to break out. So I'm curious. I'm very curious who voted. That's what, 55 votes. 2/3 of that is what, I don't know, 20, 40. That's like 40 of you guys voted. We're about to break out. So you guys, if we do, you guys seem to be in the know. So feel free to drop a comment on the post, drop a comment, leave a live stream post as well. Let me know, where are we headed next? What do you guys think is about to happen? I love gauging sentiment. Unfortunately, I do believe any poll, when in terms of sentiment like this, I do usually do the opposite. So unfortunately, I have to say that I think the opposite is going to happen because you guys voted for it. So I don't know why everyone's not voting for 43K. I'm just kidding. I try to do the opposite of most people do. Usually it works. So we got to see what's going on here. But yeah, a lot of you guys might be in the know and you guys might be right. So stick around. Again, the most important alpha I can share, though, is staying absolutely level headed. If you're not, you're going to get absolutely wrecked this cycle. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. You're going to get wrecked. I don't want anyone here to get wrecked this cycle at all. But if you are, then it was probably because you did not leave your emotions at the door. You're trading with your emotions, and that's going to be super unfortunate. So again, I don't want to see that with anyone here. Oh, this is awesome over here. You can see all the Explore news. Karate Combat's absolutely, I don't know if it's just geared towards me. If anyone else there, Explore More is loading. Influencer Fight Night at Karate Combat. KC49 Karate Combat hits 1 million live viewers on X. That's insane. Shazib Rind wins Karate Combat interim title. And then there's more, but I don't know if it's tailored towards me or if this is just the most trending things, but you love to see Karate Combat trending, of course. And like I said, I wasn't around when it happened, so I still got to go back and listen to all of them. But of course, I made a bunch of posts on it. So let me show you guys here. And then, of course, if you guys didn't support the show earlier today, I tried to make a post, at least one before the show, just kind of highlighting. So today we are covering Karate Combat news and happenings, major Hedera announcements. We didn't touch on it on Monday. And then, of course, retail staking. Oh, yeah, that's the other one. Retail staking doesn't secure the HBAR network. That's something I do want to touch on. We've already covered the daily technical analysis. So if you're just tuning in here, if you're on the spaces, feel free to jump up. First post up in the Jumbotron. If you want to jump up on the live stream to follow along with the alpha that we're sharing here today, we are part of the News Hub section of our show here today. We've already covered technical analysis. So if you missed the TA here today, make sure to go back and listen to it as well. Christian Hasker, a bunch of you guys, if you're here in the ecosystem, if you quote retweeted the post properly, I won't retweet or like the post really if you don't do it properly, because I think it just personally, I think it takes away from just the movement. I think you have to retweet it exactly, and literally you just got to copy and paste it. I think it's not that crazy. 1.2 million karate live viewers on Karate Combat built on Hedera. So if you guys did it properly, I did a bunch of retweets, quote retweets. There was another one. H4 Foundation actually did this one. Hello, Elon Musk, sir. Karate Combat just hit 1 million views on X, live views on X. So I quote retweeted a bunch of people that did this one as well. Manu, Brady. I think Brady did a different one. I don't know, he did that one too. Patricia did hers. A bunch of people. I haven't been on since we're doing the show, so I'm sure a bunch more people did it. So I still got to go like and retweet you guys, and that's really all it takes for Hedera to get trending. To be honest, literally just click on any of these main posts, go go to the quote retweets, and then just like and retweet all of them. That's what I always do. I know it helps, and the more people that do that, obviously it's that much better. So yeah, there's still Ledger. I quote retweeted his as well. All right, so I made a post here. The next 10 to 20 million on-chain fans will come through Karate Combat, built on Hedera. Get your karate on. So I do want to showcase the ad here. So if you guys want to follow and watch the ad live, maybe you missed the ad live, go ahead and jump up on the live stream now. It's the first post up in the Jumbotron. Let me reshare my screen because after a certain amount of time it removes the audio. No idea why it does that. So let me re-add the audio in. All right, audio is good to go. Let's watch the ad. It's about a minute long. So let's watch it, y'all. Looks like it's good. Do it.
Yes, thank you, Apollo. Before we crack on, here is a word from our partner, Hedera.
Up-only gaming is different. When a fight.
All right, hold on. I'm about to exit the live stream. Give me 1 second. All right, let's check the audio again. If you guys are in the live stream, I just exited out because the audio wasn't very loud.
Yes, thank you, Apollo. Before we crack on, here is a word from our partner, Hedera.
Up-only gaming is different. When a fight comes up, if you have karate tokens, you place them on a fighter. If he wins, you get additional tokens. If he loses, you don't lose anything. Web3 has allowed us to engage the fans and do things that we couldn't do with traditional tools. We're looking for 10, 20 million fans. Traditional blockchains don't support that kind of volume. We're enjoying the journey. We're really excited about the community's response within Web3 and traditional sports.
Well, welcome back to Karate Combat 49 live from.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. I wish I saw it live. Personally, on this, I don't know why the audio is still pretty low. Not sure what that's all about, but yeah, you love to see it. Hedera's taking it more seriously. Not sure what was going on before, but they're listening to us. You know, I'm not going to go into who they're listening to or what's going on with all that, but they're clearly making posts. Let me actually go to Hedera made one. I also posted another one. The future of pitside combat is happening on Karate Combat, built on Hedera. The new advert is getting better every single event. I think they've made like 3 of them now, so that's absolutely amazing. And then, of course, the Karate Combat, let's see, 1.6 million views. That's absolutely insane. I don't actually know how much that is in comparison to the last event and from the first couple hours, first 24 hours or so. So, got to go look at that one. And then Hedera, of course, this ad in particular, pull it up here. This is the main Hedera account that's actually posting this ad. So, this is the one that we're talking about. Also, when you go and look at the quotes, this is where I'm talking about, where more and more community members coming together, quote retweeting it, liking, retweeting everyone that's doing it, that kind of stuff. That's where the community starts to really show up. And obviously, if you're not commenting as well, you got to comment down here. comment below. That also really helps with the marketing here. But yeah, you love to see it. Hedera needs to be able to do stuff like this actively. I heard that they made some other posts, but they deleted a few of them or something. So not sure what's going on with that. But as long as they have a few posts up during the events, before the events, ideally, as the events go on, that's super important. Of course, the HBAR Foundation doing that as well. Yeah, I mean, it looks great, but I don't want to be negative or pessimistic. Always, we could have more, whatever. That's not the point. But we've been heard. We've made an impact in the ecosystem, and I think that's all I can really ask for. That's absolutely incredible. I can't really speak on the Federal Reserve cuts in terms of the interest rates, the 50 BPS. So, but this is a really big deal as well. A lot of people are talking about it, saying that's super bullish. So if you guys didn't know, the Federal Reserve did cut interest rates by 50 BPS for the first time in 4 years. I did say that HBAR top 5 is programmed. And then CC made a post, and I love the community here that continues to create more and more posts, and I'll do my best to support you guys as much as possible. Fall in love with HBAR. If you guys haven't supported that post, feel free to go jump on that one as well. All right, so that's most of the Karate Combat news. Absolutely incredible. I did miss it this morning, unfortunately, so I definitely need to go back and watch the fights. So I can't really talk about the fights too much. Postmaster did touch on it a little bit earlier in the beginning of the show. So if you missed the beginning of the show, make sure to go back and listen to what Postmaster had to say. But apart from that, Karate Combat firing on all cylinders. Hedera, HBAR Foundation, they're continuing to create content, continue to push the ecosystem forward. That's what we want to see. That's what we've been talking about for some time, and I think that it's just in time, hopefully, for the full bull run, and hopefully we see it turned up to absolutely 11 from the main accounts here in Hedera. All the content creators, all the community members showing up like that. That is going to be the way to go moving forward. So super bullish on all that. Let's touch on some of the major Hedera news on Monday and Tuesday as well. The Hedera Asset Tokenization Studio has been announced as well. You guys, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to cover too much of it, but if you guys missed it, it was 2 days ago. If you are interested on that, the end-to-end toolkit for all your open source needs. So that was one of the big posts on Monday. So if you missed it, you do want to go back and see it. I actually didn't realize there was a video on it, so let me throw the video up, see what's going on here. Awesome. So if you're a developer here, you want to see what's going on over there, make sure to follow the main Hedera account, of course, and check out what is going on there. Quick little show here for our alpha chat. If you're not in our alpha chat for some reason or another already, here, let me update my. There you go. Not sure why it made it boxy there. If you're not in our alpha chat already, head to my bio on X. The link to join is in my X account. 3 NFTs, shoot me a DM. You guys know how it goes. All right. Let's see what's going on here. So here's a couple more posts I do want to touch on. before we begin wrapping up the space. So I showed a bunch of love to a bunch of creators today. So you're going to see a bunch of their posts. Hedera ads getting better and better at Karate Combat live events. Love to see it. This is incredible. Built on Hedera, revolutionizing, revolutionizing sports entertainment and blockchain. I'm going to pause it because the audio, seems like the audio is coming through here. Zepsi, Axelar, providing interoperability for Hedera, of course. Let's see, Hedera, if you build in Java, JavaScript, Solidity, or Go, you build in Hedera. You can see all of the reasons as to why, if you're a developer, you should be building here in Hedera. Hedera supports the most programming features, languages of any public blockchain. That's incredibly important to note. Do not forget that if you are here. That's incredibly important. And we're going to talk about, oh my gosh, there was like 2 or 3 major announcements that we'll have to talk about on Monday as well. Red Swan Series, we've covered them on our show before as well. Official announcement of the Asset Token Studio, thanks to IO Builders, along with CTO Dono Para as well, and the tech team. We just talked on the Asset Tokenization Studio as well, but we're not going to go into a lot on that one. There is something I do want to touch on a future show. This is very important as well. So it looks like I'm not going to cover this post, but if you haven't checked it out yet, hashpoint.io, go shoot them a follow. Basically, it's showing that Hedera is like breaking even now on revenue. So there's actually positive inflows of HBAR. I don't know how much, but there's actually positive. I guess I'll just show you guys really quick. I wasn't planning on touching on it today, but you guys can see basically the staking rewards account 800 has generated a surplus for the last 4 days. So that's absolutely insane. I don't know if it's ever happened before or what's going on with this, but that's amazing. You want to see that. That just basically means staking reward in theory could go up when we actually have a surplus and the revenue is actually being generated positively for the network. That actually means that the network's being sustainable. So higher TPS, more USD fees, slightly lower HBAR also price means that greater HBAR inflows to pay those fees. Our staking APY might be low, but it's real yield. A very important point that I saw over the last week actually might be one of the most important things to note. I think it's all just kind of lining up and it's pretty much on par for this upcoming bull run. We're going to see more and more sustainability metrics, and that just makes me that much more bullish on Hedera. I've never been as bullish on Hedera as I have been here. And then we saw, shout out to HBAR Row here. He posted a picture, I believe it was him. Yeah, HBAR Row. So many prolific businesses attending the Hedera event in Singapore. Great opportunity to connect. You can see all these companies here. Shout out to all of them. Absolutely amazing. But you can see all these amazing people here. And guess what? What was I talking about? I said we need more pictures like this, right? Community events, major events. We need to see more of this because, and of course, on the Hedera and HBAR Foundation banners potentially, because guess what? You can see an example on the Solana banner. So I'll just kind of show you guys again. Those of you guys, if you're listening, you're working at Hedera, various places, and or of course the foundation. This is the standard essentially here in Web3. It just is. You can see all these amazing people here, whoever they are. I don't necessarily network in Solana, but this is the ideal for Hedera. And this is the main Solana account, right? So that's just my take. I think that'd be absolutely incredible to see that. I don't really know what that's going to look like, if it should be done at the next Karate Combat event, if we should use this one, right? I don't necessarily know everyone here, but I think it's just a great start nonetheless. And this is an amazing thing. So shout out to HBAR Row and everyone else that was at the event. All right. And I think it's just a massive way. It looks like Patches was at the event. I didn't know he was going. You can see a bunch of other Hedera employees there as well. Shout out to Patches. All right. Brandon, shout out to Brandon. He had to show this morning as well. Talking about the ad. It looks like I haven't watched it, by the way, fully. So I got to go back and listen to it. Just so much to catch up on. I thought the Karate Combat event was later today. So we're going to discuss it here on the show. All right. Let's see. What else? There was a couple other points. Oh, again, Hashpoint Research. Make sure to shoot them and follow. Looks like 1 percentage point shift in Hedera's transaction mix will increase revenue by 85%. Other services, token service, crypto smart contracts, etc., would increase from 9% of total revenue to currently 50%. So again, we're talking step function here, where Hedera is just in a place where the moment that anything really shifts positively for it, it's got completely different network at the end of the day. Transactions, fees, revenue, staking, like all the negative things during the bear market that people complained about, it would fundamentally be a top tier network that people would build on, trade on, collect on, you name it. So that's just such a massive thing for our network. And again, make sure to shoot hashpoint .io, Hashpoint Research a follow as well for the latest alpha there. Love their content. All right, here's just a lot more likes and retweets of the Karate Combat. You love to see the community coming together over something like this. Brandon show this morning. Yeah, Brady was talking about the 2 posts that were deleted by Hedera. It looks like he said that it might have to do with them adding the karate token in it. So I don't know why that would be an issue or what's going on with that, but it looks like this post was deleted. Not sure what would be the issue with that post. And then if there's another one, this one was deleted. So the built on Hedera was blocked by this guy's head. And then, of course, this is just karate token. So not sure if that's the excuse or if that's a good reason for it. You guys let me know in the live stream. What do you guys think? Is that okay? Should that be happening? You have a different reason why you think they were deleted, but ideally no posts are deleted because people are going to ask questions and it's just not a good look for publicity and marketing. Looks like at the Token 49 event, Saucer and HR Suite at the Builder booth, bringing scalable and rapid DeFi to Web3 using Hedera. You love to see it. I believe that's HBAR Rose. So shout out to you, brother, once again. Absolutely killing it. I'm super bullish on everyone that is tuning into the event, supporting the ecosystem. SaucerSwap and H-Suite. If you're not familiar with our leading dexes, we covered them a bit earlier on the show. So again, if you missed the show today, if you're just tuning in, I know a bunch of you guys are still joining in. Make sure to go back and listen to the show. We are live streaming and we are recorded here on X. Currently Mondays and Wednesdays, but as we return to normal Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. EST, week on the weekdays. All right, we're at 1.6 million here. If you guys missed it, it's on YouTube as well. So if you missed it, make sure to go back and listen to it. Oh, and the other major thing, the freaking hackathon as well. It looks like the hackathon news. This is a different one, but yeah, I think this is a different one. Yeah, ETH Global. But the hackathon, I believe the winners are going to be announced really soon as well. Yeah, this one's upcoming in a couple of days. But Hedera is going to be sponsoring the ETH Global Hackathon in Singapore with 10,000 in prizes. So you love to see it. I think these hackathons are absolutely incredible, absolutely necessary for our ecosystem as well. So go check that one out. But the winners, I believe, will be revealed very soon. And let's not forget the governing council was actually involved. We talked about the governing council not being involved or not caring, whatever, right? All the negative stuff that people have said. But that's not necessarily the case. And I'm very much looking forward to the next governing council minutes as well. Yeah, you love to see this kind of content from the HBAR Foundation. We definitely want more. We want to see it. We want to see more community members coming together and rallying around all these amazing posts. So this is the first Karate Combat event as well that had elbows. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Karate is built on Hedera. Hashgraph helps give you control. Or I'll just click on it really quick. Helps give you control of Karate Combat, from votes on rules to stakes on fighters. This is a post by Karate Combat. I'll just touch on this one here briefly as well.
Closest voting we've ever had, and it showed how important. Right now, you just saw what happens when these elbows come into play. We had the closest voting we've ever had, and it showed how important the token was. It showed how powerful the fans are when they have tokens. Karate Combat is built on Hedera.
Hedera brings speed, it brings performance, sustainability, it's low cost, and that really just helps all the fans that are using the KC app ensure that they get that fun, performance, sort of digital experience.
Right now, you just saw what happened.
Yeah, that's incredible. I didn't even see that one. I'm mainly just liking a lot of these. I have to go back because there's so much content to consume and like. And that, honestly, that's my favorite part also. with that much content to consume, like when it's hard for me to keep up, that's the most exciting thing because it's just so much content to share and it's so much content for the app for the typical crypto user, right? Consumer, even not in Hedera already, right? Like if it's the average person just coming into crypto trying to figure out what's going on, like if this is the person that they're showing, like it is very exciting and it is hard to keep up with every single one of the posts. That's incredible, and you love to see it as well. So make sure if you guys aren't in the live stream already, make sure to jump up over on the live stream if you're not following along already. Make sure to shoot a follow to Rapunzel here, Field, and Day as well. They've been doing a bunch of stuff here on the ecosystem. I'm not going to unpack too much of it, but if you haven't seen it, it's a lot to unpack. They're doing the most here, so shout out to them. Make sure to go shoot them a follow as well. All right. Kilo Scribe, Futures and Scribe. Looks like there's a new account. Make sure to go shoot them a follow as well. Kilo Scribe app, inscribing the future in terms of hashinals, effortless storage, and retrieval of on-graph files. All right, Thrive Hedera. Man, there's so much to cover here. Thrive Hedera, they did put out a thread, and I'm personally going to apply to the advisory board. So look out for that. I'll let you guys know if I get accepted on it. I do have to dox and all that, and I am doxed in some capacity as well. Some people here, but I'll be doxing for them at minimum. But they did put out a thread recently, yesterday. So shout out to them. I think the answers are great. I do want to touch on it. Actually, I wasn't planning on touching it because I forgot about it, and we didn't have a show yesterday. But basically, these are the ways to participate. Make sure to just go type in Thrive Hedera. Go look at the thread. It must be their most recent post. But go see what's going on here. Can the community help with validation? Are there grants for retail projects? Is there a limit of how many times you can submit? When will rewards be distributed? Is the 6 million allocated? So funny enough, and I'm sure some people from Thrive will actually listen to the show here today. I actually wrote a whole thread, like literally within a couple days of Thrive Hedera coming out, and I basically asked every single one of these questions. So it did take some time. It did take about a month or so, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna like be too negative about that. Like, I really enjoy the answers. So here's some of my questions. Right? Is the 6 million HBAR dedicated, allocated only to season one? And the answer is actually yes. That actually came to a surprise to me. All 6 million are dedicated to Thrive Hedera's first season. So I will say this, and something positive for Thrive Hedera, and I hope these people are getting their contributions, which I imagine we'll hear soon. I have seen an uptick on content creation, whether it's blogs, threads, articles. I haven't seen a lot more spaces. Just I try to keep a pulse on everyone that's doing a space. I try to tune in and support them. Same thing with content here, but I haven't seen a lot more spaces, but I have seen more written content, which is really great to see. And again, I've never really seen as much, at least when sentiment is this low, I haven't seen this much engagement and involvement in the Hedera ecosystem. So that's incredible. You love to see it as well. Every season is typically 3 months long. So that's important to know as well. If you guys did not know that already, looks like I got a DM. Just checking it really quick. I didn't see anything come up, but I see a DM over here. All right. Every 3 months, typically. I'm not necessarily against that, but I'm interested in how it'll roll out for certain people contributing. This was my other question, will future seasons also have 6 million in rewards? So the 6 million is only for season one, but future seasons will be defined based on outcomes and the HBAR Foundation's input. That's interesting. I'm very curious how this could potentially be changed over time as well. There's not a ton more I'm gonna cover here. Is doxing mandatory for video submissions? It's a guideline to minimize AI generated content. However, AR masks or emojis are acceptable. So, and then also a lot of people were asking, where's the H bars, whatever the transparency. So if I click down here, you can actually see the hash scan. You can actually see the wallet and all that kind of stuff. So there's the transparency a lot of people were asking for as well. And then, are you going to be able to connect your wallet to Thrive? Tyler and HGraph.io are working on a solution. And it looks like they'll be in the testing and potential implementation phase within the next week. So that's amazing. I'm very much looking forward to this. One of these posts up here had to do with the advisory board. I forget which one. I think it's this one. I had to click on one of them. Oh, here it is. Can the community help with validation? We'll be inviting community members to join the validation process, which also includes the Thrive Hedera Advisory Board. So I'll be applying to that personally. I'm very much interested in helping just however much I can possible and continue to show up. So I just said thanks for answering many of the community's questions. I'm looking forward to hearing more and the opportunity to help further support. I'm interested in the advisory board. So we're in the DMs, happy to chat with them, and they've been super responsive in terms of that. They did let me know my next steps are ready for that. So I'm very much looking forward to all that. And I'm looking forward to other advisory board members as well. I'm sure other community members are going to join up very soon as well. Postmaster talked about this post. So if you guys missed it, make sure to scroll back to the beginning of the show. But they're mint, the Firebug Flawless Karate Combat NFTs are live. So if you haven't minted, go check out their mint on Centex as well. I minted mine yesterday. All right, I'm going to skip some of these because that wasn't what we were going to cover today, but shout out to SMG. This is a big update on Hedera. Basically, everything that's in my likes over the last like 36 hours, 48 hours is like some of the most bullish stuff I've seen in the ecosystem in a long time. And it's like sentiment is like at the absolute lowest point. Like, I cannot stress how bullish that is for me. I've been doing this. This is literally our 1 year anniversary of doing our shows. Like, the most bullish I've been in a long time on what I'm seeing happening in the network. Cantor, I see you just joined us, brother. We just covered some of Kilo Scribe as well in the new account. Make sure you guys all go follow Kilo Scribe app on X. Oh yeah, and then Pluto. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that I wasn't planning on covering. I'm not going to cover it in depth again. But Pluto, make sure you guys are following him as well. Turn notifications on if you want. He's doing a bunch of testing on Hashpack right now, talking about doing like unlimited associations, and oh my gosh, there's just so many things going on with that as well. So make sure to go check out what he's doing. Okay, here's some of the posts that I did want to get into here today. But the show's going on a bit longer than usual, so we will start wrapping up very soon. We're going to rapid fire some of these, but the Aptos Foundation decided to join the Mika Crypto Alliance with technical support from the DLT Science Foundation as a founding member alongside Hedera and Ripple. So seeing more of these alliances coming together as founding members, right? Hedera being in the conversation. That's literally what I've been talking about for quite some time now. Like, as long as Hedera's in these conversations, part of these alliances, that is a massive way just to continue to drive that much more exposure for our ecosystem. So here's the other big, this is the big post that I was talking about, right? The Asset Tokenization Studio. We've already talked about it, but we saw a bunch of posts on Monday of it. But there was a bunch of other posts as well. So we do want to touch on it. I'm going to start skipping some of these because yeah, that was the Mika alliance that I was talking about. Tom, sorry, I got to skip that one. But I believe we need to have more of these conversations though, USDC. Cantor, I'll kick it to you here shortly. I do want to touch on the next big point here. Thrive, we already covered that one. Let's see. There's a lot going on. Like I said yesterday, the public mint went live with Stickbug. Let's see. And then, of course, more and more people at Hedera, Swirled, or I guess it's Hashgraph now. The foundation are making more posts on X. Sarah Hale, I believe she's the CMO at Hashgraph. So this is big. This is really, really awesome to see as well. You want to see more and more posts like this. So shout out to Sarah. Make sure you're shooting her a follow if you haven't already. All right, we already covered this one. That hero, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't know if there's any other way to pronounce it. I haven't looked into it too deep, but I know that's like the big topic of discussion right now. Let's see. Tokenization Studio, a lot of Tokenization Studio posts. Here we go. Here, I'll just cover this one because there's just so much, and we're quite over the time now. All right, so Jack, I was going to make a post like this, but there was just so much going on Monday. And I saw other people doing this, so I didn't really want to keep doing it when there was already quite a few of them that decided to support them. So Hedera launches Assets Tokenization Studio. So that's the big one, right? You saw a bunch of different ecosystem partners on that one. Hedera is a founding member, premier member. So this is the big one. I think this is probably the biggest one. But there's three big ones, right? Founding premier member of Linux Foundation's new decentralized and has contributed its entire source code meet hero. So this is the one I haven't looked into too deep because I don't fully understand all of it, but this is a really big deal as well. And of course, the Mika Crypto Alliance. So we covered that one. We just covered the Crypto Alliance, and then of course the Linux Foundation. So Linux, I mean, you guys are probably familiar with Linux. Pretty big deal. Here's the Linux one if you guys haven't seen the post here. But absolutely incredible. Monday, Karate Combat's happening on Wednesday. Yeah, I mean it's sentiments down, all-time lows essentially, and it's only incredible news. But one after another on Hedera, I couldn't be more bullish, to be honest. So we're gonna start wrapping up the show here. Cantor, I'm gonna welcome Cantor up though. Cantor, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I only got 3 minutes myself. But it's probably like the most amount of news that we've gotten in months. Is kind of crazy. I don't know if you've been on the sidelines or you're like an outsider looking in. Like this is stuff to get really excited about.
Yeah.
Like, especially the RWA side of the tokenization studio. All the news surrounding Casey and 1 million viewers on X, and then the Linux Foundation. I don't know if people really get some of this stuff because it's marketed, I think, very technical. I think we can learn a little bit from how someone does some of their posts, but this stuff is really great.
Yeah, brother, a lot of it either goes over my head or I'm just kind of like trying to study and research as much as I can. But yeah, it's a lot of really big news, and I don't know if other chains are having similar news. But you see Aptos, you see Ripple, you see Algorand on some of these posts. You see the DREC Alliance, of course. But Hedera is definitely in the conversation on a lot of the most important things that's happening here in Web3. Again, I couldn't be more bullish here, especially as sentiment is pretty much at all-time lows, still potentially leading into the next peak of top of the bull run. If you want to share any alpha, you want to share anything, I know you're short on time here as well. You're more than welcome to share some updates or anything you really want to share before we wrap up the show, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's something cool that I think got drowned out with all the other good news that was happening over the last few days. We launched a new feature on KiloScribe, which essentially makes it as easy as using WordPress to go and create HTML content. Like, let's say you wanted to create like an article in HTML, right? Well, now you can do that because you've got this drag and drop interface that basically lets you go and construct that. And it's all powered by HCS3 recursion, which we launched the alpha for back in August, if you remember. And the whole point of this stuff is just like, this is how, the new fully on-chain internet could look like. These are the wheels that kind of make all this stuff happen. We're not going to become a decentralized CMS at KiloScribe, but we're definitely going to push forward the standards and kind of demonstrate the possibilities of, what you can do with this technology. So I pinned that tweet up on the demo. I pinned that tweet up on the Jumbotron if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, brother, let me check it. I'm trying to show it on the live stream here. So it's just on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to manually go to your account here really quick. Give me a second here. It is on your main account. So there's a new KiloScribe account, right? That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that actually, with the KiloScribe account, it's kind of frustrating. So we grabbed the KiloScribe handle on X, like the day that we went live with the website and announced it and everything. And then X banned the KiloScribe account, and they banned us apparently for making accounts. Like they said that we were circumventing or something like that.
That's so tough.
So we've been waiting over a month to get that handle back. So we just kind of bit the bullet and decided, okay, we'll use a different handle for now because Twitter's support is like non-existent for these kinds of things. And we're like a legit company.
I know.
We're set up and everything. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh, I lost. Funny enough, I lost my main X project account back in the day. Back in like, gosh, I don't even remember. It was back in like late 2022, 2023. What? Oh my gosh, the years have just gone by so much. At the end of last year, 2023, I think September, October, I haven't had access to my main project account since then. They didn't even give me a reason for that one, but I have your What If I Told You account post up on your main account. With a few clicks, you can create decentralized content. I did see it. I didn't like it. I guess maybe I saw a different one. Maybe it was another one. But share with millions of people for less than $1. Would you be interested in learning more? If you want to touch on it, I'm just kind of showing the graphic here.
I put some less than $1, but actually, I think that particular article probably cost like 10 cents, maybe 15 cents to inscribe. Because it's using recursion and it's pulling in libraries for the rendering and things like that, the actual HTML gets really cheap to inscribe. And that's one of the cool parts about it. But essentially, like, let's say you want to create like some piece of news for your audience, right? You want to create like an article, you can go and just generate it the same way that you use Google Docs, for example, to write up your content. Then you go and inscribe it, tokenize it, and now you can send it to your community at that point. And then let's say, you want to update it, and the dynamic cachable, you can go and change the contents or turn it into like a directory of different posts. Like you can have a parent post that links to a bunch of other articles, and it could be like your hub. You could do so many things with it because it's just like HTML. It's just like using Wix or Squarespace, but decentralized. And right now, the editor is very, very rough. There's a lot of features that it doesn't have. It's more so like a demonstration, like, yeah, you can do this kind of stuff. And all that content is actually on Graph, stored on the Hedera consensus service.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people are still, I don't know what it's going to take personally, just obviously a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of passion, of course, and just consistency. But I think a lot of people are just absolutely sleeping on Optionals, HDS, everything that's really going on that side of the ecosystem at this point. I don't know what it's going to take to shift. Do you want to share what you think will take to shift for more people to get involved? Maybe you feel like a lot of people have gotten involved already. I'm curious what you think. I think seeing like secondary inscriptions live will be kind of something where people that will be the light bulb moment. I think where people be like, oh, like this is something that's kind of happening in the ecosystem. That I think that's a big deal as well, personally. But what do you think, brother? Yeah.
Behind the scenes, I know that there's at least 3 different games being developed right now on HCS3, which is going to be really cool. And I've seen some of the demos for this stuff. It just gets me so excited just talking about it because it's all built on Graph. I think a lot of the stuff that's happening right now is more behind the scenes. And we have some news to share on Hashgraph Online soon that I can't talk about it yet, but it'll be very, very soon. That I'm really excited about as well. It'll be a shift, and I think others will be kind of excited about this stuff too. What I can say is we've got a lot of retail-facing companies looking into this stuff.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible, and again, you love to see it. You want to see more and more platforms utilizing our technology. We talk about the consensus service quite often on the show, and again, I still think a lot of community members or retail side of things are sleeping on it. But the moment that shifts, I think we're going to see a pretty amazing thing on the network.
I think it's one of the big things to stress of what we're building we solve a consumer need with putting content on the network. It's similar to Bitcoin ordinals. But for me, that was always like a proof of concept of what we can do using the Hedera consensus service as a file store. That's not the end all be all. Really, what we're looking to do is build, the on-chain internet. And that's a huge and lofty goal. It extends well past, just putting JPEGs on there with the service. And this little feature that we dropped is just like a demonstration of that, that capability. Like, oh yeah, I can go and write an article now, and I can put it on the graph, and now I can share it and airdrop it to people, for fractions of dollars. That's kind of like that starting of some of what we want to build here.
Yeah, brother, that is the way forward, essentially. And yeah, I'm super bullish on the consensus service, and I'm even more bullish on the devs really building on it. So yeah, brother, however I can support.
Yeah, everyone's like, it's not consumer apps, it's not a things that we can do. And I think that window is starting to open up. And I think it's really starting to click for people, especially like when we launched the gaming hub with HCS3 recursion. I started to get a lot of messages from developers who are interested, like, okay, how can I do this? And I think the light bulb moment is, hey, maybe we've been looking at gaming backwards. Maybe we don't need to spend millions of dollars making AAA games. Maybe we can focus on making it fun and figuring out how to incentivize communities through that and get them excited about it,
Yeah, I think you were the one that made a quote retweet over the weekend or something, but something along the lines of focusing on fun over. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember the post. If it was you, then you'd know what I'm talking about. But oh my gosh, who was it? Maybe it was Pluto. One of the devs in the ecosystem we're just talking about. It's so crucial to make sure that what you're building has that kind of element to it, depending on what it is, for people to just kind of be entertained or excited for what you're doing. If what you're doing is kind of boring, and most people are probably just going to kind of tune out of it or just not really give it a second chance, even if they are convinced to check it out, even in the first place. So that's really important as well, brother. But I appreciate you coming up here today. If you want to say some final words before we wrap up here, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I was getting on the elevator.
You're so fine.
We're at a point, where people are starting to see it with Hedera, like even like Karate Combat is one of the most massively successful consumer apps in crypto in general, maybe the most successful in terms of audience retention, like those typical, like retail users that you exactly want to target with Web3. That's all possible because of the properties that we have here on Hedera. Like, there's a reason why Karate Combat chose to build here and not elsewhere. You can make a wallet with Karate Combat with Ethereum. There's not a ton of people doing that.
Yeah, the proof is definitely in the pudding. The numbers speak for themselves as well, and I do believe Hedera speaks for itself, and I think it's just a matter of time as more and more people, more and more builders continue to tap in, understand the power of the network. Well, appreciate you coming on today, Cantor. If you want to say any final words before we wrap up, you're more than welcome to, brother.
Well, thanks, man. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great day, Cantor. See Stickbug, Postmaster, Shib Mutant, Rabbit, G, Creative, Ciano, Professor, a bunch of you guys tuning in here today on the show. Massive shout out to all of you guys. Friendly reminder, the show is sponsored today by @Gilmore_Estates. Make sure to go shoot them a follow, go show them some love, go check out their token, GC token. Again, tokenizing real estate on Hedera. And of course, if you are a platform creator, builder on the network, and you're interested in sponsoring our show, shoot me a DM at IPEX Trades on here on X. happy to chat with you guys to discuss sponsoring the show as well. And of course, best way to support our show, don't forget to like and retweet if you found any value out of our show here today. If you'd ever like to donate to our show, our official Hedera wallet ID is 0.044264. And of course, you guys are into the H-Bark, the barking game as well. Feel free to drop an H-Bark comment. If you found any value out of our show here today, we try our best to show as much value to the Hedera ecosystem day in and day out. If you'd like to give us any support, it means the world and it helps our show continue to grow, continue to evolve, and produce as much content as possible. Much love to everyone tuning in here today, and I will catch you all for our next show, episode 254. All right, you guys, catch you all next week. And I'll get you guys some new updates on technical analysis, the latest news. Stay bullish, stay level-headed, stay patient as well. And we're going to make it through this bull run and hopefully make some massive profits as well, and grow as people. I mean, that's going to be one of the biggest things here moving forward as well. I do believe that money only amplifies the person that you are. That's very important, very crucial to understand about yourself. The person that you are, the people that you are, the person that you're becoming, it will be amplified by money. I do believe that. So try your best to be the best person that you can be. And I'm not going to talk about religion or any of that kind of stuff, but happy to chat in DMs if you need someone to chat with. And if you're not in our alpha chat already, link to join is in my X bio and how to join as well. So shoot me a DM. I want to see you guys all win this cycle, and I will catch you guys all later. Much love, you guys. Peace.